Now, I do admit to being sceptical about all of this. It does feel like there's a pressure on my left arm.
There's been a massive exhale of something here.
There it is again.
We know you're here because...
The video you're about to watch is genuine footage from our investigations. No manipulation, no fakery, just real footage by real investigators. Viewer discretion is advised.
Paranormal claims. Our evidence.
No, it's clearly there.
Full battery.
You get that, Simon?
I am, yeah.
A lady in here earlier when we were doing the walk around, and she's here again.
We are Haunted Britain Investigations.
Shrieve's house is the oldest lived-in house in Stratford. It is claimed to be the most haunted building in England. Over the centuries, this building has had many residents, from an archer for King Henry VIII, a mayor, and also allegedly a local serial killer who committed his evil crimes within these very walls. During the time the building was a brothel, many ghosts resides here, from a young thief, a dark entity with red glowing eyes, a sinister man of the law, and the evil 17th century serial killer. Will the HBI team cross paths with these entities?
Okay, so we're at Falstaff's Museum in Stratford-on-Avon, and I'm just going to do a walk around and see what I can pick up. Just first time I've actually been to this building. This is our base room. Been in here for quite some time now, while the team have been looking around the building. And while I've been sat here, I've picked up on a gentleman in the corner of this room who's actually really angry because we're in his space. I can't really say much nice about him because he's not been very nice to me. He's quite an aggressive man. He's got he's not pretty, should we put it that way. He's not pretty, and he's very angry that we're in his space. So maybe if we do a vigil in here later we can find out a bit more, but he's been quite prominent just while I've been sat here having a drink, etc. Coming through here I was aware of a lady called Bessie, who was had a long old-fashioned broom, like a witch's broom type thing, an old-fashioned broom, sweeping the floor, grey long hair sort of tied back. But she, I believe, is residual. She's not an active spirit. So I'll just pick that up. And there was also a couple of children in the doorway looking through. A boy and a girl, very young, probably about 4 years old, roughly. And they were just sort of playing in the doorway. But they are active, and they could see that we're here. So
Just to let everyone know that the background noise, there is a pub next door to this building.
Yes.
Hopefully by the time we start investigating it'll all be quiet.
there's a lot of merriment going on.
There is a lot of merriment going on here.
That's going to go on for some time, I should imagine. Okay, so I've not actually been anywhere inside this building before, and of course know nothing about it. So
Okay, so yep, this way, mate. Oh, actually, no, we want to start from the shop area,
Okay.
don't we?
Certainly some very bright lights in here.
Yes.
Quite blinding when you come from a dark spot. And of course, there's quite a lot of mannequins.
Yeah,
through
it's
this building, I understand.
well, it's called Tudor World. It's a museum based on Tudor life. So, what's great about this though, it's actually the museum is housed in an actual Tudor building. So,
Yes,
which is pretty cool.
Very, very old building. It's what you sort of call a very higgledy-piggledy building.
Yeah.
Nothing fits.
Yeah.
Everything's at an angle.
Obviously, completely changed from what it originally looked like.
Okay. Okay. Well, this room appears completely calm at the moment.
Okay,
Picking
if you want to head through there,
through
Steve.
here?
Yeah,
Okay.
just make yourself just follow it around, basically.
Okay. Certainly has atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's going to be pretty creepy, you know, not just because of the paranormal aspect of the building, but we've got to remember that this is a museum. It's going to have a lot of stuff, probably deliberately to try and creep people out, but also, the mannequins as well. Once the lights go out, we've got to be really careful.
Yeah, and things like this, you'll sort of catch your head on.
Again, another great thing about having lots of props about is trigger objects. They are potential trigger objects. If we can catch any of the props moving on their own, then it'll be pretty interesting.
Okay. That's supposed to be like torture.
I've no
Something
idea.
like that.
Probably.
Looks like somebody's sort of chained up in there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a mannequin chained up in there.
Okay. Let's go up the stairs. There's sort of a bit of a different atmosphere up here to downstairs. Well, that is really strange, isn't it? If you come along and see that, you're not expecting it.
Yeah, it's really creepy. We've
It
got to be
is.
so careful of that later. That's going to scare the
Might
crap
scare
out of me
us,
in night
absolutely.
vision if I turn round and see that.
It's the eyes. Really old beams, isn't there? There's a gentleman behind Hannah at the moment that I'm aware of. Quite a plump gentleman. So we'll see what he's got to say later, hopefully.
Okay.
So it's fairly calm up there, to be honest. Not picking up any particularly unusual atmosphere or
Okay.
so far. Just imagine there's a few cobwebs that will catch us as well.
Yeah, and some low beams as well, so
Yeah.
just be careful. Okay. So if we head into this next room.
It seems a lot colder in here. Anybody notice temperature.
What's that?
Something's just started going off in here.
Okay.
Is that triggered by anything?
Is that triggered by movement, or is it? Or do you need to push one of those buttons?
Buttons.
You're joking?
Yeah, those buttons there on the bench.
Just press one of those buttons, Steve. No.
No.
Okay, well that's a...
No.
Okay, well that...
No.
Okay, well that...
No.
Okay, well that's, isn't it?
Is there any other buttons anywhere that we need to do?
All I did was take a picture. So let's try again.
Is it? Oh.
There you go. It's infrared.
It's light
It's
bulb,
from the
so
flash.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Debunk.
Oh,
Okay,
there's that frog down
debunk.
there. Little froggy
Little
down
froggy.
Okay.
Very good.
Cool. Right, let's start back in here again.
there. Isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. It's much colder in here, isn't it?
Okay.
Much colder. Now, is anybody noticing that?
Yeah, I noticed that when I came in here earlier.
Yeah. We've got creaky floorboards as well.
Have you?
I feel, I kind of feel that somebody's watching us here and kind of mocking us a bit. It's like a sort of a male going,
A male?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Although I can't actually see him at the moment. But it's definitely mocking us. So that's quite
Okay.
interesting. Okay.
Should we head on down?
It's very elaborate, isn't it? I love the floor tiles.
What's that noise?
Yeah, heard that noise.
Yeah, it sounded like a chain of metal or something.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
There's
Yeah.
nobody up there. Strange.
There it is again. Her, her, her. There's a man going her, her, her. I don't know if there's hopefully something on the audio. Can you do that again for us? I heard it. It's quite a deep voice. It's really... Okay. We shall investigate that in a bit.
Okay.
Okay, for the sake of the camera, there is contamination outside
Yep.
with some voices, which will probably go away at some point. Okay, greetings to the residents of Falstaffs. I was here a few minutes ago talking out loud, either to myself or to yourselves. My name's Rob, and with me I've got my friends Gemma and James. We've come here to talk to you to try and discover your story. So if there's anything you can do to help us, maybe you can show yourself, or maybe you could make a noise or touch someone. I understand my friend Gemma has already been touched by somebody up here earlier this evening. And if that was you, thank you very much. Could you do it again? So as I said, we come with the greatest respect. We mean you no harm. We are just here to investigate the possibility of life after death and to discover what went on in this fantastic building in the past. So maybe you could start by telling us if you have a name, maybe how old you are. We have a few devices scattered around here. We've got one here beside me with the red lights on it, and my friend James is holding another with a red light on it. These are not magic. These are just tools that will help us communicate with you.
That was me.
That was Jim mumbling.
Very creaky floorboards.
Now, I do admit to being sceptical about all of this, but it does feel like there's a pressure on my left arm, on my forearm. It's not quite as though someone's grabbing it, it's as though someone's just holding it.
Yeah, that's how mine was earlier.
Yeah.
On my right at the bottom of my wrist.
No, mine's just above the wrist, so I'm getting pins and needles and tingling, like goosebumps there at the moment, but only there. If that's you holding on to me, thank you. Just need to make sure it's not that. No, it's still there, so it's not my... I pull my sleeves up a lot,
I do, yeah.
and I thought maybe because they're like elasticated on the cuffs, maybe that was causing it. It definitely feels like someone's holding me, and they're quite low.
Yeah. Yeah, mine, that's what I said about.
It's like child
Yeah.
holding up to somewhere. If that's you holding me, thank you. And could you tell me your name? If I won't be able to hear it when you say it, but the devices we've got here might be able to hear you. So if you say your name very clearly.
For the sake of the audio, that might have been me breathing out quite deeply.
Can you tell me how old you are? Maybe you can tell us why you're here. Did you used to live here? Or did you work here? Or maybe your parents worked here? It's quite a firm grip they've got on me.
That's. It's funny you say that because it when I felt it earlier, it really did feel like somebody's fingers around my wrist. It didn't feel like somebody touching, just like, you know, like usually it's a tap.
It's still with me. I mean, it's pretty much like that.
Yeah.
That's what I've got, and it's still there now. It's weird because, as you know, I don't get this. Sort of thing.
No. Okay, if there is somebody touching Rob's arm, please can you talk to us? Or could you do something else? Maybe come and touch me again. I don't mind. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. That's my knees now.
So, if there is anybody up here with us, do you have a name? My name's Lee. This is Nick and Lynn.
Excuse me.
I thought I just saw a pulse of light then behind you, Lynn.
Yeah, up above.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. I don't know. If
There is a
light
vent
above.
or something
Is it
up
not?
there. Could
Is
that
what?
be? Is there a vent or something up there? Is that what could have been?
No, it was like a flash of light.
It was up to the left of the TV.
Yeah.
Well, if that's you trying to make yourself known, thank you very much. It is appreciated. But can you make a noise? Just something so that we know where you are in here?
What the hell?
Did you hear a growl?
No, it's just gone really dark.
Where are you? Hang on.
I don't know whether it's the camera that's... Could be the camera, it could be the backlight from the camera. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the backlight from the camera monitor. It just seemed to go really dark.
Said it was really dense downstairs. Please don't be shy.
King Henry. What did you do for him? Where did you go after you served the king? Can you tell us what year it is? Or what year you think it is? Can you give us your first name and your last name? I know these sound like bizarre questions to ask you, but it's a way of us being able to prove who you are, because like we said earlier, we can't hear you, so you might be talking to us and you might think that we're being rude by ignoring you. We're not being rude, we just can't hear you. And we can't see you as well, that's why we ask you to do things. We come here out of the greatest of respect. Is there anything you would like to say to us? Is there anything we can do for you?
That if you really want to make yourself known and help us understand why you're here, or if you're here, that would be a start. We really need you to go up and do something with these lights. It is a lot to ask, but it would help us so much in understanding that you're here. Could you do that, please? Anybody?
Fruit.
I promise you it will not hurt you. It's not magic. It's nothing like that. It is modern day stuff that we use to communicate with people like yourselves. It works very well, so if you...
something on my wrist.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Thank you. If that was you touching Lee, thank you very much.
Is it still there?
No. It's like, you know, yeah, it is. It's
Yeah, I
like
bet.
something going up my arm like that.
Oh, wow. Are you one of the children that are here? If there is someone here then that's trying to interact with us, can you please go up to that light?
I can feel it around my leg now, but I don't know if it's because you've said it, you put it in my head. So just my jeans pressing against my leg might make me think.
Suggestion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I keep moving my leg. But it does feel tight around my right leg.
We know you're here because... What was that?
The cam detects an anomaly that seems to appear behind Nick's left shoulder and disappear. This anomaly moves at speed and doesn't appear behind Nick again. HBI are not stating that this is paranormal, but what's interesting about this is that this is the only anomaly caught during this 30-minute vigil. No dust or insects were detected. This anomaly doesn't move like an insect. We would expect to see a brighter, more defined appearance with wings visible. Again, HBI are not stating this is paranormal. You decide.
Yeah.
Like a high-pitched whistle.
I didn't hear it here.
And then there was something from the back there.
Hmm.
Is there anybody through there? Can you come forward for me, please? Come towards my voice. Don't be afraid.
Any spirits at all that are present? Now's the time to come forward. Come and speak to us. We'd love to hear from you. Can you come and touch one of us? We're sitting under this bright light. So there's lots of electrical energy around here. We've got lots of electrics going on. You could maybe tap into that. Build up your power to do something for us. It's very quiet out here.
It is. It's bloody cold as well.
Not sensing anything at all.
You know, next time I suggest we investigate a Tudor building, just tell me to make sure it's got heating first.
Can't sense anything out here at all. Nothing. Completely still.
Stomach.
Oh, hang on a minute. Somebody just popped through here. A gentleman just popped his head around. Somebody called John.
Really?
Hello, John.
Steve has been told nothing about the location's past. Has Steve just seen John Davis, the 17th century serial killer, or John Warmer, the first mayor of Stratford that resided at Shrieve's house in the 17th century?
Would you like to come and show yourself again? Don't be afraid to come forward. He literally, as we were sat there, just came like this. Like that.
Can you get a surname?
Can you give me some more information? Come and show yourself again. Who are you? Is that you, John? What's your connection here? forward again. You just came and showed yourself briefly. Can you try and do it again? We'd love to know who you are. It's them moving about. Yeah. Can't see that at the minute. I'm back in here. Come forward. Are you there? Use that energy. That's all I've got at the minute.
Okay.
Just sort of came in and went and anybody else with us? Anybody want to come and talk to us?
Well, what I can tell you, Steve, is there is a John
Right,
that is linked to this building
right,
that apparently is in spirit here.
right.
He's been picked up on before by
Okay.
other people,
Okay,
but I don't want to. I'm not going to say anything else but that.
okay.
I also know his surname. That's why I
Alright,
asked.
okay.
So that's pretty cool that you've picked up that.
A very brief visit from him there, unfortunately.
We don't mean any disrespect. We appreciate we're in your space right now. What did you use this space for? Why is this your space? Can you tell us? There are lots of objects in here you could move or tap.
I know it's cold anyway, but I've just got intensely cold. Right on my back.
Really?
There's a bang.
That was upstairs. Funnily enough, Andy, I'm quite intensely cold down my spine now as well.
It was literally like a
Just in the bottom of my spine.
like a cold shiver.
See, when I
It's
walked
not so bad now.
when I walked into the corner earlier, I got a real cold shiver down my spine when I became aware of this gentleman. Sort of stepped into his space and went absolutely freezing.
It's coming back again.
Temperature's holding steady.
So he's
On
making
this.
us tingly then, is he?
It's literally like you know when someone walks over your grave, but it's like it's really slow, and it just sort of comes in a wave and then goes again and dissipates.
Come forward. Use that energy. We mean you no harm. We're curious to know who you are. My leg's gone freezing cold.
Is it really?
Yeah, my right leg.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for affecting us with the temperature. Is there anything else you can do for us? Maybe make a noise or show yourself to us?
That's uncomfortable.
Is it?
It's just my right leg. It's like an ice block round it all of a sudden.
Mhm. What's the temperature like near your right leg, Steve? Any changes or?
That's dropping considerably.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep, on camera. What was it at?
Right, so it was 12.5. If I come down by my right leg,
So it's just touched my knee.
it's dropping.
Did it? Can't quite get that on camera, unfortunately.
So it's dropped
I
nearly a
see it's gone
degree.
down to 11.6.
Yeah, from 12.5.
Something touched your leg, did it, Andy?
Imagine holding a long necklace
Oh,
and just dropping it down onto your leg and then pulling it back up again.
really?
It was really weird. It wasn't like a finger or anything. It was like a chain
Like an object?
or a piece of rope.
Like a chain? That's interesting. Given the noise that we heard earlier.
Yeah, we heard a noise that sounded like a chain dropping or
Clinking.
clinking, that sort of thing, like somebody dropped a chain.
Yeah, this was more like a necklace sort of chain, like a
Yeah.
small. Just
Yeah,
literally
right.
Very
sort of-
lightweight, sort of.
I felt it
tinkling
land.
noise.
It sort of spread out over my leg, and then went again.
Right. Still getting cold, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you if that was you who touched Andy or dropped something on Andy and has been affecting Steve.
I thought maybe for a minute it was to strap off my torch, but I was holding my torch in my left hand.
Right.
But I've even just tried to do it, and it don't even feel
Doesn't
it.
feel the same.
There was a certain amount of weight to it. That's why I said a chain. It was not something that.
Like a gold chain or something, yeah. My bum's just gone really cold.
Was it?
Mm.
There's
Really
like sort of
cold.
really cold spots in certain
Yeah, odd places.
odd places on your body.
Yeah.
I'm back at 12.5 degrees.
Really.
12.5, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. The 12.8 now. 13. That's 1.5 degrees it dropped and then went straight back up again. That's unusual, isn't it, really?
Holding at 13 now.
Is that you, hiding in the shadows, trying to intimidate us? Apparently you like to do that. Come and slam this door if you don't want us here. Come and tell people what you used to do. What a horrible man you were.
Guys, there's been a massive exhale of something here.
Alright.
Are you in the ship room?
Yeah.
It wasn't any of us, no.
No.
It was really loud.
Lee's digital audio device also picks up this loud exhale. Lee is the only team member in the ship room.
God, there's been a massive exhale of something here.
What about the little girl? Are you here? Are you going to come and play with us for a little while? Is it you that's been trying to hold onto us? Touching Lynn on the bottom? Or what's that, John? Sounds more like John's style. Come on. We're not going to be here much longer. We need you to do something. I said to you earlier, we aren't one of those groups that just comes for sheer entertainment, come to be scared out of the wits. We're actually wanting you to communicate with us, to talk to us, to do something to show us that you are here, that you are a spirit, a ghost, an entity. Did something just move between me and you then, Steve?
Not that I'm aware of.
I thought I saw something in that corner of my eye. Maybe you could tell us how you died? What happened to you?
The cam mic picks up what sounds like a deep male voice. Is this something responding to Jem's questions? We can't make out what it's saying. Can you?
What happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? Got any plague victims here? John, did you die at the end of a rope? You should have done.
Team members being touched by unseen things, hearing strange sounds and disembodied voices, Steve making contact with a spirit called John. Can all this have a rational explanation, or did the team encounter the entities of Shreeve's house? You decide.
We are Haunted Britain Investigation.